Hey everybody, John Huber here, Maryland Education Network. A little Friday update on this Michigan shooting that I've been following, as you know. Um, a few developments over the past week or two that are quite interesting. And the reason I find that this is very, very important for us to follow here is because this particular case involves a very, very specific thing that happened that is very applicable to public education across the whole country. If you're unfamiliar with the case, basically they had this kid in the office because he was suspected of potentially causing harm. Some teachers had seen some writings and had seen some things on his phone, and they brought it to the administration's attention, or they brought it to the counselor's attention, I should say. They bring him down to the office. They had this kid in the office that day. They questioned him. Kid said the things he needed to say to get out. They basically said, I have no intention of hurting anybody. I want to be a video game designer. That's why you're seeing all these drawings and whatnot. And then essentially the counselor was still concerned and basically told the parents that you have 48 hours to get the kid some medical help, or I'm going to call social services on you. The kid goes out. They send him back to class. A couple hours later, he's shooting up the school. So now there's a ton of lawsuits that are being filed against the school and the school system, basically saying that this school system knew information about this kid, they knew he was a danger, and they acted negligently, and they refused, for whatever reason, to do anything about it. They didn't take any action. So therein lies the issue. The issue, like I said, what makes it very applicable is that they had this kid in the office questioning him, and they let him out, and apparently they didn't search him and whatnot. So anyway, what's come up, and they're set to return to school on Monday, the students, for the first time, and I hope it goes okay. You never know what to expect in situations like that. So they're supposed to return Monday. The charges, the filing of this lawsuit, they leveled all these charges and whatnot. They actually amended it and added a few things to it. One of the things they said was that this child apparently beforehand, like a week or so, or I can't remember how long, they brought in like the head of a dead bird in some liquid, some yellow liquid, and put it on a toilet paper dispenser in the boys' bathroom. And they claim that the school knew about this, that this kid did this, and didn't know anything about it. And let's see, what else did they bring in? They've added a few charges about that. Apparently there was some deer head that was put on the on outside the school the school campus somewhere, and they say that was an issue that this kid was responsible for and whatnot. So they've added these things, and they've added these charges, saying even more so that this school clearly knew that this kid was a danger, did nothing about it. Now the school has since responded and said, this lawyer's nuts, we didn't know anything about this. It's an interesting case because it's pretty clear. A lot of these things now are very easily figured out. I mean, they claim that the school actually had access to and reviewed his social media presence, where he put all kinds of crazy things on there. They claim the school reviewed this and didn't do anything about it. The school claims they didn't know anything about it and whatnot, that all of the incidents that they had responded to or that were brought to them had all been investigated and all cleared, and that they had no information about this particular incident. I don't think that a lot of people in the school system there are buying it. I think that they knew, that the school knew that this kid was a potential problem, and it's just a real mess. Here's what I think. I think that this kind of thing goes on every day in K through 12 education across the country. Every single day, kids are brought in. And now, in the meantime, they've had all kinds of threats. And where do you think these threats are coming from? Right? These threats are coming from, knucklehead kids who are sitting there with their phone going, hey, I'm going to shoot up the school, And it's just a real mess out there. They have updated the lawsuit. They're charging them with some more counts and whatnot. Apparently, there's a few teachers that are charged in there too, and I didn't know what that was all about until I realized. At one point, I think what it was that there were some teachers who actually let him go to the bathroom um, without question, and took his backpack with him to the bathroom. So I think that's the issue with the teachers. Um, they are returning to school Monday, and there's some new um, procedures in place. There's going to be an additional SRO, and apparently they have to have clear book bags, this kind of thing. So we'll wait and see. But we really need to follow this here because this really is a huge case in the whole school shooting world, as awful as it is, because the question is, are schools going to be held accountable for this? The school's claiming they didn't know anything about it, but apparently at some point the principal and apparently the principal made an announcement on the intercom saying, we have nothing to worry about, none of these threats are credible, etc., etc. My personal take has always been this: the more you make those announcements, the more ideas you put in people. That's just my personal opinion. I suspect that maybe this kid was not initially, maybe in his mind he was thinking of something like this, but he was maybe not ready to act on it until he kept hearing the principal up there saying, stop making these, listening to these rumors. These are rumors. These are threats. We have nothing to worry about, and et cetera, et cetera. And maybe that kid just sitting there kind of heard that on the intercom and have nothing to worry about, huh? Yeah, well, we'll show him. I can't say that's for sure, but anyway, new allegations against the schools saying that they really, really knew something about this. The school, on the other hand, saying we knew nothing about it. I think that the truth lies somewhere in the middle. I think they did know something about it. To the extent that this lawyer's claiming they did, I would certainly hope not. So who knows where this thing is going to go. Anyway, just an update. They're adding to the charges. Schools are opening on Monday. I wish them all the best, and God, I will follow, and I'll let you know if anything happens. Anyway, thanks for listening, and have a great day.